Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Built Structures video. This is going to be a series on my Drake cement plant. I'm going to try and keep them around 10 or 15 minutes long. I don't know how many there will be because it's got a lot of work to be done to it. I will be posting videos on the progress in between my major changes videos. Anyhow, like I said, these videos are going to I'll try and keep these videos between 10 and 15 minutes to give you guys an idea of how I do stuff. Basically, I've showed you all this stuff in previous videos, so it should be easy for you guys to follow along. Anyhow, stay tuned and we'll get to the first of the series called Drake Cement Plant Part 1. Anyhow, we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, what you're looking at here is the first project I'm going to start on cement plant that's in Drake. If you look here, there's 36 sets of stairs here, dude. I mean, just that alone in N scale cost about 80 bucks with the handrails and all that stuff. But anyhow, I'm concentrating on the main structure right now. I can't really see what's inside of there, but I know there's some sort of a cylindrical type deal, and I'll show you that when we get back to the build itself. Here's the kiln right here, and you can see there's a structure under here and another structure under here. I'm going to try and emulate all of that, and I'm going to build this till I run out of material. So stay tuned, and I'll reposition the camera and get back down to the build, and I'll show you what I've got done so far. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is what I've got so far. As you can see, I've got one of the structures already built here, and for this I'm using this number 176 styrene strips, and they're 100 thousandths by 125 thousandths. Now the columns, these columns on the prototype look like they're concrete, which is a good thing because I don't like working with that I-beams. Anyhow, I've got the second piece done here, and I'm going to do now is start putting my cross members in, which are these guys right here. Oops. And we'll start assembling this and see how it turns out. Anyhow, stay tuned, and I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll bring you back for that part, and we'll see how it looks when I get done with that. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I mentioned at the beginning of this when I showed the prototype that there's some sort of a cylindrical container or vessel or something inside the structure. So what I did was I had these tubes, and they're pretty stout. They're not like toilet paper or paper towels. I really don't remember where I got this from. But anyhow, as you can see, it's just cardboard right now. So what I did was I just took that tube and I wrapped it in plastic, and I'm not worried about the seam here because that's going to be inside this structure, so I'm not really too concerned about it. But anyhow, what I did was I used super glue, and I used 5 thousandths styrene sheet to cover it. Once it's painted and inside the structure, that seam will be hardly noticeable. Anyhow, let me go ahead and get a little further done on this, and I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the next step in putting this structure together. As you can see, I've got it plumb here, and I've got it square here, and I've got it square in here where these cross members are going to be going. That's what I'm doing now, is installing these cross members, and that will connect to this side over here, and then there'll be others that'll be going there also. Anyhow, let me do a little bit more of this and I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Be right back. Alright guys, as you can see in front of you, I do have the first structure completed. Well, not completed, there's still one more section that needs to go on this side, which will be as tall as this over here. The major problem I'm going to have with this is to figure out what all goes inside there, because the pictures I have they're not very good quality pictures, and I can't see exactly what's inside of there. But anyhow, I'm going to continue building this, and I'll keep it bare for a while until I can figure out what goes inside there. This wasn't a very easy task to try and get all of these cross beams and whatnot all lined up and stuff, and I'll be honest with you, there's a couple that aren't exactly straight. For some reason or another, the glue was having a problem sticking to the styrene, and I was using both jet and Gorilla Glue, and it just seemed to be giving me a problem. And this is a message for I'll get back to that in a minute or two. Anyhow, next thing for me to do is to put the floors in here, and then we'll glue that down, and then I'll do the little building that's under here, and we'll put that in place, and then we'll take it out and give it a paint job. So stand by and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. These are the floors that will be going in there. There's 4 of these long ones and one rooftop that goes up there. Anyhow, I had to cut all these notches out to make them go around the beams and so on and so forth. So my next step is to actually install these, and I have to do it on an angle like this, and then they should sit right down in place like that. Anyhow, these all have to get glued and secured and whatnot, but anyhow, I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back when I have this pretty much completed. So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, while we're waiting for the floors to dry, as you can see I got them clamped down. I went ahead and made my little shack that has to go on the bottom. And you may be saying, well, why did I only give it a half a roof? Well, the reason is because when it sits in place down here, it don't need more of a roof. Anyhow, got one more floor to do, and then there's a top that goes way up on the top here, and this will be ready for paint. Anyhow, stay tuned and I'll bring you back when it's all together and painted, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the layout. So stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, this is the finished superstructure for the first part of my cement plant build. As you can see, it's all painted up nice and pretty. But the problem I was having is to figure out what goes inside of here. Let me get the camera up a bit and I will show you the picture of it if you can see it. Alright, let's see if we can get in there a bit more. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, and I'll try and zoom in as best I could before I lose focus. But anyhow, this is the structure that I'm building right here. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of stairs here, and I can't put them in that exact spot where they have it because lack of room. There's another similar structure to this. Sorry, I didn't have that in frame. There's a similar structure to this that goes off the back side of here. So I have to configure my space that I have available to fit everything that I want to fit in here. Anyhow, it was real hard. Get back up here again. It was real hard for me to see what's inside of here, so I started doing some research and found a whole bunch of pictures of cement plants. So let me show you what I'm going to do. And close this one out, and this is going to be what I'm going to copy. Now it's not prototype, but at least I can see what's inside inside the superstructure here. So here's the kiln, which I'll be doing. A little structure down here, which I have on the build that I'm doing. Tanks and so on and so forth. But what I was interested in basically was to see what is inside of all of these floors. So stay tuned, and I'll put this on the layout and give you an idea of how it's going to look. Be right back. Alright guys, what you're looking at here is the space I have available for the cement plant that I'm trying to put together here. There is some changes that I will make as far as the configuration of all the structures. For instance, that building is supposed to be behind all of this stuff. I just can't fit it because I'm not wide enough. There's a structure I just built, and there'll be something similar to this one right here that comes off and goes to the back that attaches to the building that is there. I'm going to try to stick as close to prototype as I possibly can, but I am going to add some stuff in it. For instance, I'm going to add some silos, which are not prototypical, but I want to have some silos. What's a cement plant without silos, right? Anyhow, to move along to the other side, there'll be another structure similar to this one on this side here. For now, I've just got this in here propped up as the kiln, and there'll be another pipe that comes out from the next floor up that goes back into this building also. Again, I'm not too sure of how a cement plant works. I'm just building it the way I see it. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Drake Cement Plant Part 1. And as soon as I can, we'll start doing the other structures and see how this is all going to turn out. So stay tuned, and stay tuned for the update. And as always, your questions, comments, input, and subs are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out. Alright guys, as I mentioned to you earlier that I did do some research on some cement plants, and I came across this building right here, which is, like I said, it's not going to be prototypical to the build itself, but it does relate to cement plants. And the reason why I want to do this is because of that stack right there. I just happen to have one, and it shows it in the pictures that I saw, so I decided to add that. Just give it a little more definition of a cement plant. Also, Drake Cement Plant has their own quarry, and their quarry is just on the other side of the track. So they have a conveyor that goes from here all the way down to here and under the Hell's Canyon Bridge to their quarry. Well, I'm not going to do that, but where you see that light shining through right there, that's where I'm going to put my quarry. So that'll kind of complete that end of the cement plant. Anyhow, stay tuned and we'll get back to the rest of the video.